Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Apologies for the slight delayed start. We are getting so much news that we wanted to collate it and get our minds straight about what are the things that need to be mentioned in this particular podcast. That's why we took a little bit of time. We apologize for that. Now let's welcome Sumit Pirji. Sumit ji, Namaskar, Ram Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Radhe Radhe. How are you?
Sir, Jai Siya Ram, Radhe Radhe, all good and fine by the grip of Lord Mahakal and your Ashirwad. Namaskar.
Thank you so much for you're taking time. You don't even have time to take breath. You are so busy these days. So I'm feeling a little bit like I need to give you some break time just to get your breath back. Get some water and gala thoda, get your throat right and all that. So let's first talk about what happened in a couple of days ago. Israel bombed a particular portion inside the Iranian consulate in Syria. So it goes to Iran, it goes to Syria, and it takes out some IRGC commanders. Let us start from there. Why did Israel feel like it had to do this, Sumit?
Sir, in the name of Bhagwan Sree Ganesha, let's do the Sree Ganesha of this broadcast. Well, there is an uneasy calm between Israel and Iran. Benjamin Netanyahu firmly believes as a person more, that as long as Iran exists, Israel will be never safe. Israel can be eliminated. That is the belief of Benjamin Netanyahu if Israel comes to its old tactics. Look, what is Israel? What is Iran? Iran has one of the biggest armies in the world. Iran has ICBMs, or long-range missiles we can call them, which they have declared a range of 3,000 kilometers. So that means they can even hit up to parts of India and parts of China. So at Iran, people say has at least one or two smaller tactical nuclear arms as well. They have somehow managed to get them. Now, sanctions have not worked on Iran. Iran once had $4 billion in its kitty. Courtesy Obama, they have around $100 billion now. So Iran that is how Iran works. Now, Iran has three power centers. One is Khomeini, who gets power from fundamental Islam and believes in Islamic ways, and his only claim to fame is a person wearing a drape and having a black turban. That is his claim to fame. But he controls these missiles. He controls Iran's Revolutionary Guard. That is the force which is directly under his command. Now, you have a government of Iran which has some powers here and there. Now, you have people of Iran who want peace, or who don't want this war and who don't want this Khomeini style of religious fundamentalism. 1970s Iran used to have women in bikini, and in 2024 you have women in burqa. So from bikini to burqa, Iran has progressed. You can see the other way of progress, right? So if you look at the economy of Iran, minus oil, there is a one or two industries, a little bit of export of some automobiles and all. Moreover, Iran doesn't have any economy. But the good thing about Iran is the population is small. Because of the small population and enormous resources of oil and gas, they are able to survive. Now, Khomeini's claim to power is radical Islam, is that, Shiite form of Islam, wherein they have their own beliefs and they own their system. So, Khomeini from inception has been made this Iran Revolutionary Guard and has been handpicking these commanders. Now, these commanders work along with Hamas, Hezbollah, Islamic Jihad, Al-Halali, various jihadi groups which are controlled by Iran, and these are placed everywhere in the Middle East. What Khomeini believes is that with the Revolutionary Guard, which is a formal uniformed force, with ICBMs and with these jihadis who are spread all around the world, I can have a network of influence, because the traditional problem is they don't like Saudis. There's a Shia Muslim, Shia Sunni problem with the Saudis. Saudis are the dominant force in Middle East, but Khomeini doesn't like that. Khomeini hates everybody except himself. He hates everybody except himself. He hates Saudis, he hates Indians, he hates Americans, he hates Israel, he hates everything. Now, Khomeini, as per the Islamic beliefs, there's a very stern belief, sir. Yeah.
Sir, one small thing I want to add to our viewers. Tariq Singh Fatehji, when he was alive, he used to say that these Khomeinis are not even native to Iraq. They are not from Iraq. They are from same Saudi Arabia area where there is a small but significant percentage of Shias. They have come from there. I mean, look at this. Why is Iran putting up with these guys? Over to you.
So you're absolutely right. They have basically come from some part of Saudi Arabia. That's why they have this axe to grind with Saudi Arabia. They don't like them, and Even if you look at the Saudi structure, politics is with Sauds, and the religion is with Wahhabs. That is what we call the Wahhabi Islam, Salafi Islam. So these Wahhabs control all the religious affairs, while Sauds control all the political affairs of the kingdom. So there's even a division of power there. Now these Khomeini's got nothing, so they moved to Iran, and he became the king of everything. Now Khomeini is in his belief system, he believes that as long as Jews are not eliminated, the day of Akhirat or the Qayamat will not come. So for that to come, the Jews have to be eliminated from planet Earth. That's a belief in his mind. And let me tell you, thought is the most powerful thing, Sree sir. Because if I talk about light, how much time does it take light to reach sun from here? 8.5 minutes, right? But thought, now, no time. Thought travels faster than light. That is the problem, and that is the advantage of the thought. Now he has a thought that all the Jews need to die, all other people need to be die, and that is how the Qayamat will come. And in the day of Qayamat or Akhirat, everybody will get justice. So the person who who challenges this in the Middle East, in his backyard, is Israel. Israel is a country of Jews, and traditionally Khomeini and Israel have not gone together. Traditionally, Khomeini and Benjamin Netanyahu especially have not gone together, because Benjamin Netanyahu is a commando. His elder brother Moni Netanyahu was the one who was the only person who got killed in Adibi, the battle of the Great Battle of Adibi, with what was his name, fat guy. I forgot his name. Sir, ek aur tha wo. There was one in Adibi. Somehow I can't remember his name. So when they rescued all the Jews from there, it was a heroic operation, and Ronnie Netanyahu got killed there. Now Benjamin Netanyahu from that day had a problem with the Islamic faith and this hardcore Islamic beliefs. Both 12 to 18% of the Israel is now Muslim. 12 to Idi Amin, yes, Idi Amin, correct. 12 to 18% of the Israel is now Muslim. So let me also clarify that. So it's not Israel has problem with all the Muslims, but Israel has problem with this radical Muslims and people like Khomeini who believe that everybody should die, we should succeed, then the Qayamat will come, then everything will be settled. Day of Akhirat or the day of justice would come. Now Benjamin Netanyahu, being a military guy, military trained commander, he sees Iran as a threat, and he knows Iran has the capability militarily, weapon-wise, and also through these jihadis to cause enough damage to Israel. And Iran has been building proxies around Israel in Syria, in wherever it can lay a foothold. It has been trying to build these forces, and these forces are sizable. And if you combine Iran's army plus these forces, they add up more than 1 million. So you have more than 1 million people who are who are pointing their guns and who want to eliminate Yehudis or the Jews or the Israel. Khomeini on record has said that the Israel should be wiped out from planet Earth. Khomeini on record has said that they don't need to exist. If you look at the charter of Hamas, this says Jews have to be eliminated. Hezbollah, same thing. But what keeps them a bit of busy is the Shia-Sunni conflict, which keeps them a bit of bit busy. Now there's one more thing I want to tell you here. Now when these things are here, so it's a Benjamin Netanyahu's belief that Iran is a threat, and there's a thought in Khomeini's mind that I have to eliminate Iran to give a message to the whole world and see how we Shias could be better than Sunnis and how we could really get the Yehuds or the Jews out of the Middle East. That is where the principal conflict starts, and this Game of Thrones continues. So what does Khomeini do? Khomeini doesn't attack directly. He arms all these militias or all these jihadi organizations and gets attacks done through them on Americans, in Red Sea, wherever. And by the way, Yemen is also Shia. Yemen today, Shias are in control, so we can say it's the Shia power of Yemen. Syria is Shia. Shias are again in control in Syria, and Iran is Shia. If you look at the Saudi bloc, you will have possibly Kuwait, you will have Kuwait, maybe Qatar, possibly, because they don't like Saudis. You will have Bahrain, and you will have Kuwait, and you will have mainly Saudi Arabia, which will be the three, and UAE, of course, will be the 3 allies there. 3-4 allies. Now, if we come to this side of the divide, now Benjamin Netanyahu does not want to give a chance to Iran wherein they can do a surprise attack and eliminate Israel. So that Israel constantly works on 24/7. Now, Iran knows that its window of doing that is diminishing. There was an attack, if you look into history, 6 Muslim nations got together, tried to attack Israel. There are numerous attacks on Israel, and Israel could dismantle them all. Now, Israel is the only country, though Israel doesn't accept it, is the only country with the nuclear weapons. And Israel talks of the Samson option, which means that I will eliminate everybody. If Israel will not survive, the complete Middle East is gone. I'll turn it into a radioactive desert. So Israel has said that. Now, is there a leader in Israel who can do it? Yes, Benjamin Netanyahu has the capability of doing it, and he is the only leader who can do it. That whole of the Islamic world very well understands. You see the kind of destruction which has been happening in Palestine or the Gaza. No Islamic country dares to intervene because they know Benjamin Netanyahu can do it, and Benjamin Netanyahu is riding the tiger. Now, riding the tiger means if you stop, the tiger is going to eat you up. He can't stop now. As I was telling you from the day one, from the river to sea, Israelis are going to clean everything, and they are doing that. Now they're waiting for the Eid to happen, or before Eid, they will attack Rafah. It's now on the cards. So when the attack on the Rafah is on the cards, there was a lot of pressure built through Americans. Oh, let's not attack, let's do peace, let's do all that. With all these things happening, but Khomeini, his Revolutionary Guard, Quds forces, and others were increasing the supply of arms in the whole region. All the arms which are going to this, even Houthis come from Iran, is basically North Korea, China, through Pakistan into Iran. From Iran, the Iran is a distribution point where they go to everybody. Again, which are the three people in risk? The first, number one, is Israel. Number two is American interest, and number three are Saudis. These are the three people which are in constant risk. So America has deployed a lot of war machinery in the Red Sea. They are ready to handle it. A lot of allied forces are there. Saudis has its own defenses, but the vulnerability of Saudis is the oil refineries. Once oil refineries are set on fire, there's nothing you can do. You have few hours. After that, it's all gone. It will be all burned down. So Saudis have that vulnerability, so they don't take very hard positions on that. Right? And if you look at Americans, they do not want to be the first firing the missiles. They want to be attacked, then they want to retaliate. Now, Israel is the only one who's unfortunately left with the dirty job. He's the janitor of the, I'm sorry, with due respect to Israelis, he's the janitor of the Middle East, because he is protecting Middle East, he's protecting Americans, he is protecting Israel, she is protecting, rather I should say, she is protecting the whole of Europe. Israel is the dam who's keeping the Islamic terror under control. And Benjamin Netanyahu has no option except to go aggressive. He cannot wait for the attack because Israel cannot take that attack. It's not the United States of America. You are making a point.
Another wrinkle in Saudi Arabia's land is that much of their oil deposits are where the Shias live. There's another wrinkle there. Another wrinkle there. This place is so complicated. I mean, you think of anything, there'll be a counterpoint almost immediately. Back to you.
Yes, sir. And wherever these oil refineries and these resources are, they're very in the hitting range of Houthis. Now, who is helping Houthis? Iran, Khomeini Saab. Who is helping Syria? Is again Khomeini. Now, Khomeini did right thing a couple of years back. These Iranis cozied up to Chinese. So now you see here the tango is simple. Bashar has very good relations with Syria. Correct? That is a given. And they has been helping Syria. Now, China has cozied up to Iran. And China has been giving a lot of equipments to Syria so that they can mess up with Israel's interest in the region, listening posts, those radio interceptors, those, all those network hacking equipment and network centric warfare equipment has been coming from China. Now, Israel knows all this. If you be at a Benjamin Netanyahu's post or a position, your enemies are every day increasing. And there are more and more people who want you dead, who want you to be eliminated from planet Earth. That is what they want. They don't want to capture the land. They want to kill you all. They want to eliminate you all. They want to kill every Jew. It's a very clear-cut strategy. But if you go back to America, Jews control the economy of America. So America doesn't have too many options. So America is a tacit supporter of, Israel. Now, if you see what Khomeini has been doing, Khomeini has been trying to arm these militias across. He has been building the arsenal from, again, North Korea, China, Pakistan, Iran, and everybody. Now, Americans are staying in the Red Sea for the last couple of months, waiting for something to happen. Khomeini and Hezbollah and all are very smart. They are not attacking directly. They are asking Houthis to attack. There was a joint strike on Houthis, which dented their capability to a great extent, but it has been again restored to a great extent because of supplies from Iran. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu wanted to attack at a point which hits Khomeini. Now, if you look at Syria, and it happens exactly after Putin had a taste of Islamic terror as a medicine. Putin got a better taste of Islamic terror in Moscow, which is unfortunate. But for Putin, it was a kind of an eye-opener. That strongman image of Putin is shattered. That, Russia is invincible is shattered. Unfortunate, Russians are our friends. My heart goes from them. But that is the reality of life, Mr. Putin. Now, with Putin slightly on the back foot, because if you meddle with Syria, anything, Russians will be irked. So now Israelis know that Russians are not too much interested in Syria because of this problem. Now with China has its own problems. China is not going anywhere. Economy is not doing well, and there are a host of problems which they are dealing with, majorly economic. Now, what is the important thing for Israel to do right now? China is not supporting so much Iran, and Russians have a sore tongue, I would say, right now. So they don't want to meddle too much here. Benjamin Netanyahu wants Iran to come and, he wants to be the first man taking the lead, because point is simple, sir. Israel cannot handle a full-fledged attack of Iran. There'll be a catastrophic damage. So what did he do? He chose Syria. He attacked the embassy in Syria. What was in Syria? The main person was Mohammad Reza Al-Zaidi. Mohammad Reza Al-Zaidi was the commander of IRGC, but he was controlling all the Kurd forces. That is, in this Iraq region, he was controlling all the Kurd forces, again working against Americans and Iranians. Here I believe Americans have given a go-ahead, because this man was causing them a lot of trouble. He was attacking American assets every second day. 8 people got killed in the embassy attack. So that is where the whole thing started. Now here, back in Pakistan, if you join the dots, if you go to the Pakistan, while Iran happens, 48 hours after that, this 𝗤𝙑𝙤𝙪 goes and attacks into the Iran and into the Gwadar base and all that. And as per them, more than 200 soldiers of IRGC are killed. So I have to just mute my phone. Of IRGC are killed. So now Iran is attacked from here, Iran is attacked from here. What do Americans and Israel want? I want Mr. Khomeini, bring what you want. Now, if it happens, it helps Israel and America both. Iran will have more sanctions. Nobody can help Iran. Russians are not in a mood. Chinese are not in a position to help them. So Americans being parked at the Red Sea for nothing doesn't help them. Israel waiting for the next attack or a Hamas-like attack to come, it doesn't help them. So they have irked and they have attacked and targeted now IRGC commanders. Now Iranian Revolutionary Guard comes directly under Khomeini. In a way, they are challenging Khomeini directly. Boss, now what? Now we are attacking an embassy, is attacking the country itself. So they have attacked in Syria. While they are attacking Syria, they are also testing the waters. How will the Russians react? The Russians are here and they are okay, kind of, it's your problem. So China, not great reactions. So China already has too many Chinese getting killed by Pakistanis in Pakistan. So they're busy there. This is what has happened there. Now, Iran and Khomeini are put in a catch-22 situation, sir, where they have to retaliate. Now, the problem is, does he retaliate to the Pakistanis or does he retaliate to the Israelis? He cannot afford a two-front war. And if he does that, that will be advantage to America. Americans are just waiting for him. You retaliate. Now, he has played a game. He played a game, he told Americans. Now, he understands that Americans and Israelis are like this. He played a game. He said, okay, Mr. America, we are going to attack Israel. You keep away. Otherwise, you don't get hurt. Don't tell me I don't want to. But as per the White House, the most important thing today, what I heard in the morning, White House has officially confirmed in a press briefing that White House has complete intel that Iran is going to attack American assets and interests anywhere in the world. It can be Middle East, it can be out of the Middle East. So in a way, trying Americans, no, you are our good buddies, keep away, we don't want to hurt you, was to get American and Israel union broken so that it becomes easier for them. They know attacking America is a big deal. They know attacking America is attacking NATO. Attacking America, the hell will break loose. And all those practices they have been trying to do, attacking American aircraft carriers and all, is not an option. So Americans are aware that this has been happening. What has happened in the back end? Americans and Israelis having a lot of deliberations. They are talking to each other. They are looking at all the scenarios of attack where all the things can happen. Another news which came today, I think Israel has closed 28 or 38 of its embassies in various parts of the world, fearing an attack on the embassies. Now, Iran is desperate. It has to attack. It is finding ways to attack, but it is trying to create a delusion. What I told in the last hour hangout, that Iranis are good diplomats. They will try to create a delusion and try to do something else. The problem with them is in Pakistan, the troubles are increasing. Again, Was Pakistan done on the behest of Americans possible? If it was done on the behest of Americans, now they would want to target all the assets of America in Pakistan in the disguise of hurting 𝗤𝙑𝙤𝙪. Now, how could 𝗤𝙑𝙤𝙪 do such a deadly attack? Who gave them weapons? Who gave them intel? Who let them cross the border? There are no big cadres of 𝗤𝙑𝙤𝙪 inside Iran. So Iran is caught in a very catch-22 situation. And when Iran heats up, Syria has also warned that, if you do this, we are also going to do whatever we're going to do. Now, today, if we can play a video with your permission, sir. There are more than 1 million people on the roads of Sana'a, that is Yemen. They are calling for war. They are calling from jihad. They're saying we are willing to die for this jihad. I don't know, can we play the video or not? But I'm giving you the information. Okay, so we can't play the video due to some issues.
Yeah. So what we are going to do, Sumitji, is for our viewers' benefit, we are going to put the link in our description section. Viewers, I can't tell you how many places we get our arrows from hit at PGurus. It is just incredible. So that means we are doing the right thing. That means we are speaking the truth. And Sumitji, once you get a break, if you want to take a break, I have a small slide deck to present to our viewers showing how pressure is being built on the United States to try and drive a wedge between these two. So I want to tell you a few things that have been happening in the United States. One thing is that these groups are now telling, don't fund Israel. So this has been a big running battle. Remember that Republicans are, as a rule, opposed to the the funding of Ukraine, but they are not opposed to funding Israel. So somehow they want to try and link the two together. Funding means funding to everybody. Either fund everybody or don't fund everybody. Create some sort of tug of war there. So that one is kind of stuck somewhere. But there is some money going to Israel. Second thing they tried to do was they said, okay, if you don't stop Israel from attacking Rafah, then we are not going to come to the Iftar party that White House is showing. And they stayed away. The Iftar party went without any Muslim representation. So these are all things that they are trying to apply pressure. But this is not all. American foreign policy is run using special interest groups. Can we have the slide deck, please? Because I want to show you something which gives you an idea of what is going on. Biden team members generally avoid mention of their ties to strategic advisory firms. Now think about it like this, okay? In 2021, Biden came to power. Then suddenly the team assembled around him. What does the team do when the Democrats are not in power? What happens to Victoria Nuland? What about Bill Burns? What about Jake Sullivan? What about Anthony Blinken? Well, turns out all of them are representing some lobby group or the other. They have these special companies that are located in DC area, in a very small area, and they are lobbying. It is X today, tomorrow it is Y. So this is how it goes on. So I want to show you an interesting group, which is, in my opinion, the most powerful in the Biden group. Next, go to the next slide, please. 3 people, all of them from the same institution called Macro Advisory Partners. Bill Burns, the director of CIA, Jake Sullivan, the national security advisor, and Victoria Nuland. Now she is out. So see, what happens is all these people are placed by one company, Macro Advisory Partner. And when you see who runs Macro Advisory Partner, aapke hosh ud jayenge. You are going to get knocked off. That is what it is. But wait, I'm going to tell you something else. You broke it. Okay. So these are the 2 people who are running Macro Advisory Partners. Since 2013, person by the name of Nader Mossavizadeh and Laila Manji, she is the one who is leading the client engagement. Well, you can say that, well, Macro Advisory Partners has many other people. Yeah, sure, it is possible. But go back and connect the dots. I'm not saying this particular individual picked up the phone and talked to Biden and said, do this, do this, do this, free up Iran's assets and things like that. But this is a small boat, and this boat always has these people who are representing them. These people are at the back of their mind. They are being reminded. Why will Macro Advisory Partner put them on their payroll when Democrats are not in power? Because they are waiting for the Democrats to come in power, so that when they are in power, they will do their bidding.
Correct.
Common sense. I'm not accusing any one of these individuals of doing something, but this is exactly why they are on their payroll for years together, right? So now we can close the slide deck, please. So one of them is out. Victoria Nuland is out, but there are still two more. But you listen to Jake Sullivan. Jake Sullivan is always, oh, I'm going to take care of all these Arabs. We are going to fix the Iranian. But wait a minute, you used to work for macro advisory partners. So how much, truth you can associate with some of these statements is debatable. I mean, I have a difficulty believing for years you work with a company with a certain ideology, then you get placed in the White House and you say this opposite, but saying and doing are different things. So US is right now caught in this kind of a cleft stick. Why was Nuland eliminated? I think somebody had to take a fall for some botched attempts. And I think they just said, okay, you set aside, because she was also like a, what do you call that thing? Magnet. She was lightning rod, they call it. Lightning rod is something that captures the lightning so that the building doesn't get caught on fire. So she had become the lightning rod. Everywhere, everybody said, this is the person who causes all sorts of
trouble
and trouble. I mean, she's just doing her job. She used to work with Hillary Clinton. She used to work with Biden. She used to work with Obama. Maybe she was good at her job. That's why she was getting all these tasks. So we shouldn't, take one individual and say, because she had some, this is a policy of the government, the administration. So we right now are at an interesting point where the Jewish lobby, which is very, very powerful, is trying to tell the United States government, you do this thing this way. And by the way, the Jewish lobby is so powerful that they are on both sides. They are on Democratic Party as well as on the Republican Party. So they are also smart. When it comes to Israel, they think like a Jew.
They think like a Jew. And
Right?
so I think one important point, if I remember correctly, we discussed it once before. I think the person which is this Raiza, whatever, he's an Iranian American and the another is a Pakistani American, right?
Yes,
the lady
yes.
So that is the main point. So one is an Iranian guy turned into with an American passport, I would say. Second is a Pakistani woman with an American passport. I think that sums up a lot. We're not trying to cast aspersions, but that sums up a lot. And that's what you can expect from these people. I mean, at the end of the day, that's how wonders happen. That's how Pakistan always survives and Iran gets its way out. But I think the public perception this way is around. Now, to battle the public perception and to go for the kill, if I might use that word, you have to provoke Iran. You have to be seen not attacking Iran, but Iran attacking you. Once Iran attacks you, then it's a free play for you. You can exactly do what Israel is doing in Gaza. The challenge here is that there will be multiple sanctions on Iran. Iran will be crushed. Iran will be eliminated. And personally speaking, if you ask me, my personal assessment, I have no information, is that I don't see Iran as a country surviving in the long run. Maybe 10, 20 years down the line, there will be nothing called Iran. Because the way they have started running the country under Khomeini, it is heading to a disaster. It's a car without brakes. It's a car without brakes, which are accelerating and accelerating, and no brakes in the car. So you're going to head to a disaster. And there's one more point, sir. Now, the problem with Iran Revolutionary Guard is that they are asking, we are the Revolutionary Guard. Okay, when are we going to fight? Ruko. Hezbollah, few 100,000 people eating biryani every day. When are we going to fight? Wait. Al-Halali, this many 100,000 people. Islamic Jihad, there are so many of them who are just eating biryani every day and waiting to get united with the Houthis. Now the problem, there's one technical. Oh, by the way, I learned one good thing today in one of the debates. Now the concept is, why these people are very irritated with the Israel is one. Even if you die, you're not going to get the Houthis next day. So you will go and you will deposit your parcha, your slip. So when the day of Akhirat or the Qayamat will come, when these things will get settled there, then you will have these rivers of milk and honey and nectar and alcohol, and then only you will get Houthis. So even if you're going to die right now, you're going to be in a wait list, a perpetual wait list. So if Qayamat doesn't come, Houthis are not going to come. So for Houthis to come, the Qayamat has to come. And for Qayamat to come, you have to constantly keep on going upstream. You have to make sure Qayamat comes nearer. So the problem with our good friend jihadis is that even if you go up there, friends, you're not going to get any hoods. So you have to live with khajurs and kishmish by that time. Hoods you have to wait till the Qiyamah. So this is a new thing which I learned today. So no hoods, no bad luck. So you're not going to enjoy for tomorrow. So it will be a big disaster for Pakistanis who are going to hear this. So the point I'm trying to make here is, so for the last 1400 years, that is how many decades, sir? 1400 years will be 1400 decades precisely.
I mean,
So for 1400 decades, people are in a queue, perpetual queue, waiting for hisab kitab. हो ही नहीं रहा भैया, hisab kitab नहीं हो रहा. No hisab kitab is happening here. And the way it is going, I don't think hisab kitab will happen. Let me remind you what Yogi Adityanath ji, I'm slightly diverting for a second. He said a couple of days before in UP Assembly, I think a couple of days, a month ago, he said, Qayamat ka din kabhi nahi aayega. He just said one sentence. That day of Akhirat of Qayamat is not going to come. So you're going to perpetually be hanging in between. So now it is for the people who want to believe, people like Khomeini, and chase some Jannat which doesn't exist, or the people who want to make this dharti or this earth as a Jannat. That is a call we have to take. Because if your beliefs are medieval, if your beliefs are medieval and prehistoric and from the Stone Age, well, you don't fit up in the 21st century. What is the problem for Iran? The problem of Iran is beliefs. The problem of the Islamic world is beliefs, because most of them believe that whatever is written 1400 years back is perfect and fine, and we want to be going up to the heaven. And let me tell you one more thing. When the terrorism started in Kashmir, a lot of terrorists would have these metal plates. They'll have these metal plates around the pelvis, right? So when they were killed, they were saying, why were these people not having a metal armor here than here? Then they realize, oh, it's because of, the genital should be intact to be used in Jannat. So that's why they wanted to protect them. This has happened really. I'm not kidding, sir. This happened really. So, you are fighting a mindset which is prehistoric. The problem is that Jews need to die. Jews need to die. All the kafirs need to die. I mean, come on, you cannot eliminate 6 billion people from planet Earth. Well, that's not going to happen. And if that happens, you're not going to live to see that day. Okay, it has done. This is the problem what the world is fighting. And if this war erupts, you will have Syria jumping in, you will have Yemen jumping in, then you will have some more country, you will have a few more countries here and there jumping in. Eventually, it will be a kind of a World War III. You already have Armenia and Azerbaijan heating up. Indonesia is asking us for BrahMos. Philippines were given BrahMos. A lot of people are asking us for weapons everywhere. People like China are frustrated. Putin has his own taste of medicines. Americans are desperate because you are pushing America to a war. The America will not want a war. India doesn't want a war, but if push comes to shove, you will come to our borders, we'll handle you. We'll also know how to handle you. So it is a world war which is brewing. And let me tell you, sir, this important thing we always forget. The world is peaceful till the time trade is happening, usually. The day the trade is disrupted and the economies are disrupted, then you have nothing to lose. Then, let's go for the hit. Let's go for it. See how well it happens. These people like Khomeini, I told you there are 4 dangerous people on planet Earth. Khomeini, I always maintain Khomeini is one of them. Xi Jinping, then you have Kim, and you have this Asim Munir. These are the 4 people who are fully capable of pushing the world into a World War III. And in fact, the World War III is happening, only we are not fighting with the arms and guns. Now, with these disruptions happening, with these things happening, 5th person, sorry, I forgot. The most important person, Barack Hussein Obama, Hussein Mia. So these 5 people are fully capable of pushing world to a World War III. And the way things are happening. And if this Iranian attack happens, you can take my word, America is going to beat shit out of Iran. And when Muslims will die in Iran, there are other Muslim countries which will get irked, which you rightly said that, nobody turned for an alleged so-called Iftar Party because you could not stop Israel from attacking Rafah. But when Hamas was killing Israelis and raping their women and putting the newborn babies in an oven, and one of the Hamas terrorists said, I don't want to say that, but I have to say it's a show. My heart goes out. He said, did you put the salt on it? When they roasted a live baby in an oven, so one jihadi, did you put a salt on it? These is the kind of inhumanity we're handling. And, the time has come, world has to stop being politically correct. You have to face the reality. The Renaissance has to come within the Islam. It is the onus of Muslims to build that Renaissance. We are talking of how to save the humanity. The Renaissance has to come. If the Renaissance comes, if you are these 1 or 2% people like Khomeini are left, we can handle them jointly. But if the majority is silent and if you don't come to Iftar Party because Israel is trying to save its babies from getting roasted in an oven and women getting raped with their breasts cut in front of their husbands, and 50-50 men were raping one woman, because you want to save yourself from that, and they want to kill these Hamas terrorists because Hamas terrorists are Muslim. No, we don't want to kill Muslims. So what should you do? Will not come to the Iftar Party of White House. This is too much of hypocrisy. And when the trade between the world will not be so interdependent, will not be so nominal, there is a dangerous side of humans which arises. And let me remind them, look at the history of Europe. It has seen more than 1,000 years of war and bloodshed. Europe is silent, it won't be silent always. And let me remind the world, Israel is the dam which is protecting Middle East, Europe, and a lot of the parts of the world from Islamic terror. If there is no Israel, today everybody targets Israel, you're lucky, nobody is targeting you. If there is no Israel, you will be the target, your country will be the target, your nationality, your religion will be the target. It's 𝙒𝙬𝙤 Israel, they're taking all the brunt of them. And it's only Israelis who can handle this the way they're handling it. Let me tell you, Rafah attack is going to happen. Khomeini has no other options but to attack. Now his things in Pakistan are heating up, his things in here are heating up. Bashar al-Assad sees Russians are not with him, but he cannot leave Khomeini. Yemen cannot leave Khomeini. And these all jihadis are, they have put up a weight, if the weight is 200 pounds, there's 100 pounds of meat and bone, there is 100 pounds of fat. So they don't know what to do with that 100 pounds of fat. So they are, in a perpetual hurry to get liberated with the hoods. Well, by the way, that's not happening. So I told you why it's not happening. So when the cadres will start breaking up, when the IRG will start, the pressure will be so much that they can, kind of revolt or break up, then people like Khomeini will go for the kill. And they will attack Israel or America. And as such, they will start with Israel. They will want America not to support Israel, but Americans cannot afford not to support Israel. America has to support Israel. Once Israelis get those bigger, better weapons, Israel will not think. And Benjamin Netanyahu is the one who can go for the kill. He is the one who can really do what Israel needs to do to protect itself. And eventually the support for Israel will start coming up. It's a matter of time. Of course, there will be casualties. Israel's support will come up. We as India, who are not a party to this, we will be also affected. We, some independent countries who are not a party of it will be also infected. So basically, what I always say is the clash of civilizations is imminent. You can only delay it. You cannot deny it. You can delay it. You can push it. You can prolong it. You can put it under the carpet for some time. But it is bound to happen, because as long as these 4 or 5 dangerous people live on planet Earth, the names I have given you, the Earth can never be a peaceful place. The Earth can never be a peaceful place. And this also sends one message to Al-Harari, to Hassan Nasrallah, to what is his name? I forget his name. Hassan Nasrallah, the other guy, the Hamas commander. I can't remember his name.
I know who you're talking about. Sanwar or something.
No, another one. Yeah. Another one. Anyway, who is in Qatar? I just slipped his name. So all these people, the message is very clear. If we can take out an embassy in in Syria and eliminate the targets, you are not out of our hitting range. And that is what Ismail Haniyeh. That is what Israel has always maintained, that we will take out our targets wherever they are. And that is what the beauty is. Even just diverting a little bit from the topic, now Pakistan has also accused, there was a Guardian report where Pakistan, you're killing our people and all. Incidentally, Pakistan doesn't speak much, but Congress is supporting Pakistan and abusing Modi. And though our foreign affairs minister said we have done nothing, we don't do all kinds of activities, but Rajnath Singh ji has said, if you hurt India or India interests, wherever you are, ghar mein ghus ke marenge. So, that is a changed stance of India, which is a very muscular and a muscular stance of India, and that is what it needs. Because all the people who threaten your existence will keep on threatening it if they keep on living and breathing with you. It's a matter of time when they will come for you. They will come. The problem with Israel is his problems are increasing day. And if Israel, what will happen, sir? I'll tell you one last thing before we we're almost there. If Hamas decides a ceasefire and decides to change, what will happen? Nothing, right? They will just lose a little bit of face. But Israelis, if the Jews put their guns down, there'll be no more Israel. There'll be no more Jews. That is the difference. Here they will lose a little bit of peace, but here Israel is gone.
Thank you so much, Sumit. And viewers, I hope you all saw the interview I did of the United States Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy that aired at 6 a.m. today, India time. And in that, he had talked about the letter that he had written, where all 5 Indian American congressmen and women signed on about Hindu phobia, about the attacks on temples. This was a letter sent to the Civil Rights Department of the Department of Justice, demanding, what have you done about all these things? And he has given a date. I think in another week from now, we will know as to what kind of action has been taken thus far. How many people have been apprehended? What has been seen? Who is behind it? So all that has been asked. So what you might all have asked, why the hell are all these rich Indian American guys just going about their business? No, we are putting pressure. We are pushing back. This is one effort. In fact, we got Pramila Jayapal to sign, guys. Pramila Jayapal signed on that one. All of them. So, and there is more coming. See, you see that you cannot let down your guard and say, oh, okay, we got this, we can go back to work. No, you have to be at it constantly. Vigilant, eternal vigilance is the price you pay for democracy. And that's what is happening right now. So please, all of you, if you have not seen that interview, please do watch it, because he also talks about what is happening in China, because he's on the Foreign Relations Committee and he's a China observer. He's a very closely watching all the things. One question that he asked, and I want all of you to ask this of all your politicians, especially in states like Punjab and Tamil Nadu and some of the southern states where drugs are very hard. How is it that China doesn't have any deaths from fentanyl? That China doesn't have any problem from crystal meth? So they are exporting this. They are making also sure that their own population doesn't get affected by it. If they can do it, they can do it for the rest of the world. That was his point, that these are all just bluffs. They are just using this as a weapon against the world. And it's a very revealing interview. It's only 16 minutes. Also talks about TikTok, because he was the one who co-authored the resolution to ban TikTok in its current form in the United States. Basically, what United States wants is that the TikTok ownership, that is the ByteDance, that part be stripped and given to local companies, American companies, so that that link that these guys say is going back to the Chinese servers is broken. Today, people will say, wait a minute, it is Oracle servers that are hosting TikTok. So why can't Oracle servers make sure that the data doesn't leak back to China? It has been happening for a long time. This Oracle servers is just a recent phenomenon. So the data is already there. Okay, what we are trying to prevent is the younger children who are entering the mainstream in TikTok, that they don't get the same, they don't get affected. It's a very sorry state of affairs, because it is believed, and you would have listened to 𝗒𝘆𝑚𝑒𝑟 videos where he has said that these people are even identifying a certain gene sequence. For example, a Punjabi Sikh male in the army, uska DNA structure kya hota hai? This one. Okay, you release a virus that will only affect that person. You get the point, right? That is what is being planned right now. This germ warfare is going on to a new level. And Pakistan also has a few labs that China has been seeding. So, you had US making a mistake. I've always said that. 300 labs outside of United States doing all this gain of function research, 300 places. Okay. And then China had in Wuhan. Now, China is having its own small children. Some of them are in Pakistan now. That is that small triangle, between Islamabad, Rawalpindi and Mudirka or something like that. Everything happens in that. This is a critical triangle that they have everything. So they are so afraid that the Pakistani defense establishment, that they don't want to go too far to control big things. Everything is right there. So this is where things stand now. Let's take a few questions.
So are Pakistanis also the guinea pigs?
Could be. They may say, China might say, we don't want any of you Pakistani males. We only want your female. Have I heard that before?
Yeah. That sounds like that rings a bell somewhere, right?
Yeah. Manoj Soma wants to know, PG, why India cannot showcase its support openly for Israel, sir, whereas Israel showcased it openly on many platforms? Any particular reason?
I think, Manojji, this is a very interesting thing. And this was a subject of something we were even debating during the day. You see, India has been in this Nehruvian hangover, right? We wasted a lot of years non-aligned, anti-apartheid. Then we were young Turks. We had those flavors, our own flavor. We used to live in our own cocoons. So it's only after the 2014 India started really thinking of an independent foreign policy. The word like supreme national interest cropped up, which was unseen here. And as per that, slowly, the foreign policy started shaping up. Prime Minister Modi was one of the first big world leader who supported Israel directly. And because Israel is not fighting Muslims or Israel is not fighting Palestine. Israel is fighting Hamas. And whatever it needs to do to make sure this attack doesn't happen, it will do. So India supports Israel directly. And we have supported them all along after this Hamas fiasco. And we also say there should be some peaceful solution for the state of Palestine. So that is okay. We support you, but unko bhi kuch milna chahiye. They should also get something out of it. But if they don't want peace, here, the catch which nobody understands is, if the other side doesn't want peace, if the other side wants to build money to build tunnels and wants to build rocket launchers and those handheld grenades and all, then God save you. What can we do?
Also, viewers always remember this one small fact. Just like India, Israel, 20% of its population is not Jewish. 20% of Israel's population is not Jewish. They are Palestinians, they are Arabs, and they have decided that this is where they want to live their lives. And they are very successful. They are in all professions. You should watch that series that used to come in Netflix. I forgot the name. 𝗣𝗚𝘅. You'll see that. So you get the idea. See, it's the same thing like India. India has 20% minority population, right? And it has to kind of take them along. And that's how this new diplomacy initiative that Modi government has put in place, that they befriend some of the more wealthy nations or the influencing nations such as Saudi Arabia and UAE. They've got big chunk of the support on their side. Remember when Article 370 was lifted or abrogated, one of the first calls that came was from the ambassador of United Arab Emirates to India's foreign office. You know what he said? We see this as an internal problem of India. They were a little bit nervous at that point of time. Kya bolega ye? Because that was the first one calling. UAE's ambassador called and said, we see this as an internal problem. See how quietly everything subsided after that? So India is playing this game also, but Manojji, everywhere you can't go and do it. Thoda high. Sometimes you have to halka sock puck. You have a iron fist, but you put a glove around it and then you deliver the punch so that it goes a little less, but the pain is still there.
Zor ka jhatka dheere se lage. Zor ka jhatka dheere se lage.
Yes, very true. Partha wants to know, with Iran, Saudi Arabia and UAE in BRICS, do you really think there is a risk of war, or will they say what is needed and work behind the scenes to improve dependency on the petrodollar?
You see, problem is Khomeini. Problem is not Iran. When we see Iran, sir, there are three entities: Khomeini, government of Iran, and people of Iran. People of Iran are good. They don't want war. Government of Iran, they get power from Khomeini, so they don't have too many options. 50-50, I would say. Problem is Khomeini. He can take unilateral decisions. He controls the missiles. He controls this IRGC, wherein he can just decide anything. So it's a man with all the power, and no accountability, no responsibility. And he's also aging. Even if he dies in the process, how does it matter? 3-4 years here or there. It's okay for him. The problem is you are talking of Saudi is a country, and UAE is a country where there are people who have power, they are accountable. There's a group who controls. Here is one man. He's above the system. System ke upar ka system. Super establishment. We say Pakistan has an establishment. Iran has a super establishment called Khomeini.
Next one, please. 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝘆 𝗢𝙗 wants to know, Sumit sir, do you think it is proxy war? China is fighting America or Russia? Pawns are Iran, Israel and Saudi Arabia. Namaskar. finger red number 1. I don't know what that means. I think it is just an emoji, probably.
Okay, you see, it's not China. You see, China is not in a position to fight Americans or Russians. Let me be very honest. China is not capable to fight neither America nor Russia, nor even not for India for that matter. So it is basically, as I was narrating the whole story to give you all the background and perspectives, it's one man's problem. This war is one man's problem. Khomeini and one man's realized that Khomeini is the most imminent threat to my civilization. So basically, if you look at both of them, one man, I'm destined to eliminate you. Second man, no, you are going to kill me. I have to take you out. It's how the war has started. It's not about China playing proxies and all that. China is not capable of playing so much games. They believe in wolf warrior diplomacy. Do you think they have so much of brain and they're so advanced to do all this, to run around the world? And they are masters of self-destruction. They can't do all this.
Next one, please. Magnet Ranga wants to know, will Middle East influence China saber rattling against Bharat Northeast? Our forces are capable. Is China ready for a bloody nose?
China always looks for opportunity to look for vulnerabilities while attacking India. China always wants India to kneel, which India is not. India has shattered all the myths against China. The biggest stumbling block which China sees is India. US is a bigger threat, but US is far off. India is next door. So if there's an opportunity, if they see a window, definitely they will try to use that window to their advantage. That is why, sir, we did a program why 10,000 more troops have been moved from Pakistan border to China border, and still the threat perception from China is higher than anybody else.
Thank you. And before we wind down, I have one small thing. We have about 10 Sengols left to sell. I had 15, but 5 already sold in one day. So those of you who still would like to get Sengols in the United States, only 10 left now. Unfortunately, our software doesn't give you the stock left, but I'm telling you verbally, 10 more left. If you would like to get your own, please send me. It will ship almost immediately, today or Monday most likely, but it will ship immediately. And once that is done, then we are going to rejig the whole thing. We are looking at a slightly different way to do this stuff. So we'll keep you posted on that. So 10 more left. Next one. Partha, thank you so much. Do you think that after World War II, the US dollar is blindly following micro-conflict management blueprint from when Great Britain pound used to be the world reserve currency?
I think it is not completely true, sir, because after the World War II, a lot of economic opportunities opened, a lot of things opened. The people who were ready to take them took the advantage. I think US was one of the countries who took the advantage. Look, US, the only problem with US is its foreign policy is transitional. It believes in what it can sell this quarter and to whom. But at the end of the day, if Americans get money and they get a loan share or they get good profits, they're happy with it. The problem is with this part of the world, as with the Middle East, wherein some people believe that I only have the right to live and you all must die. Having more profits is okay. You will have a bit unbalanced world. I can have 3 cars and you might have 1, or you might have a small car and I might have 3 big cars. But we'll both survive. But here, what is my mentality? I must survive and you all must die. It is here the question. Here we are talking of an unequal distribution of wealth, possibly. Here I'm talking, I have the right to live and you are destined to die. So, when you die, the world dies with you. It's as simple as that. That is the problem we are fighting. I have to be direct with you.
Thank you so much. And viewers, we're going to be back on the Indian election scene in about half an hour's time with Shekhar Iyerji. So do tune in for that. But before that, thank you so much for your time, Sumitji. I know you are running hard here, there, everywhere. So many channels, so many things to do. And viewers will be back tomorrow to talk about China, and some amazing stuff is happening there in Hindi, 10 a.m. IST. And Sumitji, jate will take the Ashirwad of Mahadev.
Bilkul, sir. So like, share and subscribe to everybody. Please like this video. We need your support, because with your liking only you are able to beat all those people and forces which work against us, because they don't want us to tell the truth, so they work against us. Like, share and subscribe. Tomorrow 10 o'clock meeting you on the China thing. Some interesting revelations there. On that note, Bharat Ki Jai, Vandhe Mataram, and Har 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 Mahadev.